For task number 1, I'm asking that you create a snowman on your work plane. To do this, you're going to need to use two different skills, using the altitude cone and also being able to group objects together. I'm going to start by taking a sphere and dragging it over to the work plane. I'm zoomed in a little bit. I think I'll back up just a bit. I'm going to then take a second sphere and drag it over. You'll notice when it's selected that there are the squares and arrows as well as this little pine tree looking shape or cone. This is a tool that we can use to change the height or the altitude of the sphere. When I click on it and move my mouse up, you'll see it starts to float in air. So if I want to have this stacked onto the other ball, if I move it over, you'll see how they kind of join together like this. Excuse me. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of back and forth to make sure that they are actually lined up and centered over each other so we don't have any floating snowman parts. If it's not quite high enough, I can just change the altitude a little bit more. You'll notice there are different numbers that are showing me how high, how many millimeters I've raised it. Once I have the sphere the way that I want it, I could, and what I would probably do next is get a third sphere that I would stack on top, which is what you will do. But first I want to show you how to group objects together. If I just click off when I don't have either of the spheres selected and drag to encircle or surround both of the shapes, it will have both of the objects selected. If I go up here to this group icon and click that, it will now make this object 1 instead of 2, at least in the view of the computer. This means now if I click on one, both of them will move together. They're treated as one object. So as you're working, I will be looking for balls that are aligned on top of each other, that I can see you've used the altitude cone in order to get them stacked, and also that all three are grouped together. If you finish this task and want to add any special features to your snowman, you are more than welcome to do that.